I felt like he was trying to influence the service judge, which I didn't really appreciate. So, and you're in the heat of the moment. And again, there's a history with this serving thing where people like, you can only win because you're serving this way. And it's just, I think that I've just been filled up with this, and then this happens. And then for sure, I overreacted a little bit there and got quite angry, which obviously I should have done better there, but I'm also human. So sometimes I get carried away a little bit. So in that regards, I for sure, want to apologize that I overreacted a little bit.
Hey Victor, welcome back to another episode of the Average and Average podcast. We're currently in episode 18. Victor, awesome to have you back. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite good. I'm in Rennes right now, getting ready for my first round at the French Open. So now it's Tuesday afternoon, and I will play tomorrow. Obviously, I'm very happy about the week I had in Denmark last week. It was like a very good comeback for me. Physically and mentally, you could see how emotional I was after my quarterfinal win. So just a very, very, very good tournament for me last week. So it's good to finally feel that I'm starting to progress.
Yeah. And I think just a little bit about context for everybody. I think if you heard that little buzz that's actually going on behind,
sorry.
Don't worry, it's actually Victor's compression pants going on. So Victor is like, multitasking guru here, and takes recovery super seriously. So hence recovery is going on at the moment, and we have like a little slot. So let's actually get this podcast recorded. So for me, I think we just saw each other, 36 hours ago? And then now you're in France, I'm back in the UK. We're in different time zones again. My first chance actually in Odense. And it was actually very, very cool. Like I really enjoyed my time at the Denmark Open. It's super well integrated. The city itself is also very, very cool. I took the fan route actually. So it's my first time in Odense, took the train from Copenhagen to Odense, and then the tram onto Bilka, which is next to IKEA, and then walked from Bilka straight up to the Congress Center. Yeah. It's super easy. Really, really lovely.
You got some experience now from the Danish public transport.
Very, very much so. And then, so like, you remember Philip, like our friend, he hooked me up with like a Reisekort. So that's such an amazing app.
Yeah, great.
Wow.
Amazing.
Such an amazing app. Like I love it.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Incredibly convenient, super easy to use. I think for context for everybody, it's like taking a metro, but without having to really buy a ticket. You just launch the app to say, I'm here, and just swipe, and your ticket is already live. And then whenever you get off, there's a setting where once you get off, it automatically cuts that journey, and you just pay with whatever that you connected the card to, like Apple Pay was mine, and it just automatically gets added up throughout the day, and you pay one payment every day, and mind blowing. It's so easy. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy you have had a great time.
Yeah. So absolutely had a great time. But then, okay, so you're now in Rennes, so you're in tournament the second one out of the 3 European block that you have back to back to back. Can we actually say out loud that you are back?
Well, I think last week, you never know what will happen from here on out, but I believe now finally that I actually can come back to a very high level. I'm not at all at my best yet. I haven't trained as much and as well as I know I will in the future. So, and also you see with all players who have been out for such a long period of time that it usually takes a lot of time before you sort of start to win matches and you start to go deep in the tournaments. And I think that my level overall during that week was quite satisfying for me. I showed some good pace. My physical form was quite good in terms of the longer matches and stuff like that. So yeah, you can say that I'm back believing in my ability to come into the top of the world again.
Yeah, and obviously Odense, it's your hometown on the island of Funen, and so you have a lot of friends, a lot of family. Did that add any? Did you give? Well, I think my question was, did it give you more confidence, or did you add a little bit more pressure? Because obviously, friends, family, everybody is watching.
it's like a good combination. It depends on how you tackle it, how you handle it. I think some years it has been a little bit stressful being back home. Not in the sense that I don't enjoy having so much support and people around me, but when I'm back in Odense and when I'm playing, everybody wants to, see me play. Everybody wants to say hi and everybody wants to talk, and that's very nice and everything. But sometimes it can become a little bit stressful when you're just used to being very much in the zone. But this year I managed to, on a few occasions during the Denmark Open, I've managed to really use it to my advantage. And I think last week in Odense, I really managed to get a lot of, motivation from the crowd. And it was just simply an amazing week. With a lot of close matches as well, and some controversies, and just, I think you can say it was a good entertainment week.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that's good entertainment from the crowd side as well as from your side. Obviously, the TVs were having a great time. Like TV2 was absolutely they were having a great time. The local TV2 and then also the national TV2 side. Obviously, we're going to quickly touch about the controversies that you've briefly mentioned about. So a lot was made about Shi Yu Qi and your match. I mean, first, there's actually two parts about that. The first one was at the start of the third set, that one where you guys had a chat on the net, like what's going on, and then the second one was after the match. Okay, take me through what went through your mind. I was courtside for that one, so I heard everything. But what's from your perspective?
Well, first of all, we have no problem with each other, Shi Yu Qi and I. I respect him a lot as a player. I always learn a lot playing against him, and I think it goes both ways. First of all, I want to touch on the serving situation, because I'm always getting comments and people are so mad about my serve. And first of all, I also made a tweet about this. I've been serving like this for a long time. It's no secret that the serving situations has never been my strongest part of the game. So I've been trying everything I could with my coaches and stuff like that in order to figure out a way, how do I get out of the service situation? How do I manage to get a serve which is fitting my, style? And how do we solve this issue where I sometimes get under pressure from the serve? And, so I started serving, like this with a little bit of a swing motion, from side to side, which I've been doing for a long time, since before the Olympics. Then at the Olympics, I did it. People started getting, I think people who maybe not like me so much, they had a hard time seeing me win again. Maybe they didn't really hope that I would grab my second gold. So, since then, every time I do well in the tournament, or every single time something happens, it's always my serve, which is an issue. BWF made a rule about this, and I don't know what the rule specifically is, but in my point of view is that I like to serve this way. I've been doing it for a long time, and I have got one fault before, ever. So why on earth shouldn't I keep serving the way if it's not, it's like telling a tennis player if he's having success with the underarm serve that he shouldn't do it. Like, that people don't like my serve, I respect it. But I'm not, I make my living and my job is to win badminton matches, and I'm going to try to do, I don't think it's so disrespectful to be serving the way I'm serving if it's not against the rules.
It's not against the rules, actually. It's not against the rules because
I don't see what the problem is. I really don't see what the problem is.
I saw your tweet, actually. I saw your tweet, and then, I think the long and short of it is not illegal. So, and I have actually spoken to umpires about it as well, like just technical officials, just to verify how are they interpreting the rules. And so actually the side-by-side movement is not illegal because there is no backwards swing yet. Once there is a backwards swing and you stop, that is against the rule. That is illegal. That is not okay. But the side-by-side movement before the backwards swing is perfectly fine. Absolutely no issues.
So again, I will get a lot of, I will keep getting, a lot of attention on that serve, and that's fine. It's part of the game. I actually like that there is happening a little bit of, drama here and there. To be honest, I think it's good for the sport. That people don't like me because of my serve. I don't want to be good friends with those people anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. It's a part of the game. What what I'm not so proud about myself about is the way that I reacted when Shi Yu Qi went to the service umpire. Because I believe that, you know, in the second game he did something where I did a serve and then he was gesturing to the umpire that you know, I took too long time to serve, and that's fine. I sort of let that, you know, I didn't really react that much, and then we continue playing fine. But then in the start of the third game, I felt like he was trying to influence the umpire with going directly to the service judge instead of going to the you know, to the chair umpire. And talk with her. And then I was like, I wish that he maybe would have, you know, if we were to have a talk about the serve or something, that we could have, you know, have a little bit of a chat or something like that. But I felt like he was trying to influence the service judge, which I didn't really appreciate. So, and you're in the heat of the moment, and again, there's a history with this serving thing where people they're making it up like you can only win because you're serving this way, and it's just, sorry, it's so stupid that I think that I've just been filled up with this, and then it's, you know, this happens in the, you know, in the middle of the match, and then for sure I overreacted a little bit there and got quite angry, which obviously I should have done better there, but I'm also human, so sometimes I get carried away a little bit. So in that regards, I for sure you know, want to apologize that I overreacted a little bit, but also I don't think it was okay that Shi Yu Qi tried to influence the service judge, and that's also what I told him, that he should go to the chair umpire and talk with her about it, and we could figure it out there instead of you know, trying 2 times to gesture that, you know, that there was an issue with the serve when I don't get folded. So if she would have started folding me because of that, because she was influenced by that when it's not an actual fault, then that I don't think would be fair, so to say. So that's the only thing, you know. Once again, for me, I'm not proud about some things, that the way I reacted, but again, I also understand, looking from the outside in the middle of the match, that I would get a little bit carried away simply because I am a person who like to stand up for myself. And I'm not trying to, you know, to neglect that at all. So, and then once again, as a fan, you know, we like a little bit of a banter sometimes, right? You know, it's
drama.
It is what it is. And again, now people, they can do a lot of YouTube content, and people, they can put a lot of attention on that and focus on that. And that's, you know, it doesn't touch me at all. So that's my, you know, that's my point of view on the thing, that I should definitely react it in a different way. But I also don't think that it's good to try to influence the judges. The empire.
I mean, I think there's multiple points here from my perspective. So I was courtside, so I was able to listen firsthand. I haven't watched the actual live stream back from BWF yet. I don't know if we can actually hear what you guys were talking about. I've clearly seen what has been posted on social media and stuff like that. I've also seen your tweet as well. And yes, the actual rule is, if the umpires and the service judges do not call that it's a fault, it's a legal serve. It has absolutely no issues. It's just a variation of the serve, which is what we're taught to develop, I guess, when you're playing and training. And then, like you said, you're a professional player. Your job is to win badminton matches. You will do everything that is within the regulation and the laws to win the match. So absolutely no issues there. What I was wondering was, what did you guys talk about at the end of the match? Because obviously I think he was trying to explain himself, or what did you guys say? Because you were just smiling at him and just said, yeah, what, you know, that was it. Yeah. What did you guys say?
You know, he was trying, you know, obviously we just said, you know, we just had a handshake. And then I think he wanted to explain himself why he did it. But for me, at that point in time, it wasn't really the time to talk about the actual situation. So I just said that I don't really think, you know, it was, you know, the way to do it. Like, he's a great champion, so I don't think he should try to influence the service judge. And, you know, then we just quickly talked about that we could talk outside. We didn't actually really get to talk afterwards simply because, then he came out before me for media and then family and everything, and he was with his coaches and stuff. But I know for sure that, there is no issues at all. So that was basically the chat. I said that I don't think it was the way to do it.
And I think people tend to forget that this is a professional match. This is a professional game at the highest level, at the most elite level. And you both are great champions. So, and at that point in time, there's a lot at stake. This is the third set of an incredibly hard hole to play in for this year. Like I see there's one really, really bad side. Well, it's not a bad side. It's one side that is really challenging to play and the other side that is much easier to control. I actually had the chance on Saturday night. So almost midnight. I was the last one to leave the media center. And then as I went down, there were some volunteers there just getting ready to play. And they were like, "Hey, CK, do you want to play some badminton?" I was like, "Of course," on the same courts that the elite players play at. So I jumped on that side. And I tried to play, and wow, that's one side. You hit a clear, and it could go out about maybe say a foot and a half. A foot and a half, 40 centimeters. It's hard. Like you can't do any lifts or you can't do any clears properly, and so it was incredibly difficult to play on that end. You swap sides, and it's so much easier. So I was able to appreciate how difficult it is to play from that side a little bit. Probably not as much as you guys do on court, with a lot of emotion, a lot of stress. 2,700 people watching, and then a few 100,000 more watching it live all around the world. No,
there's definitely a lot of stake. There's emotions running high. We're physically tired, mentally tired. Still, again, I should have been able to control my, my emotions a little bit better there. But I got, I got just pretty angry after the first time. After the first time, it was fine, but then the second time, I for sure got a little bit carried away, which is not good on my part. But I think, we both maybe should have done something differently. At least I'm the first one to admit that.
But I think there's a lot at stake for you. This is a very unfair way to compare it, but there's a lot at stake for you. This is the first big tournament for you coming back in. I guess after Hong Kong and China, but this is on your home tournament. This is your home soil. This is in more ways than one, your hood. There's a lot of people here with you, for you. And so there's a lot of emotions running high. What was the actual mindset coming into this tournament? Like, what was your realistic target, actually? What did you give it? Looking at the draw, you got talked into in the first round. How was it?
To be honest, it was the first time in Hong Kong. I got very sick in Hong Kong. So the sickness sort of influenced my physical, state throughout the entire Asia trip. So I didn't really see that one as my first comeback, really. This was like the first time where I felt I actually prepared okay in the way I could. And I was very interested to see where I would stand against the best players who have been performing quite well. Cho has been performing quite well.
He won in Finland.
Fresh Tanaka, who has, is very, very fast, who can beat good players. And Kunlavud, obviously world-class player and very hard to beat. So for me, the main focus, there is a lot of pressure on me, to be honest, right now with everything coming back. And I've had a lot of doubts about if I should continue or how long should I continue and can I continue at the highest level. So there is quite a bit of thoughts and emotion within myself, also with my whole personal situations over the last 6 months. So obviously I take that with me on court as much as I hope that, I just can put everything aside. It's a good learning experience for me right now to compete. So my main focus is actually just to try to get the best out of myself every single time I go on court, take nothing for granted, and just give I have a lot of reasons why I should be satisfied with my career even now. And could easily find a lot of excuses about why I should retire now. But I still believe that I can do great things on the badminton court, and that's why I also go all in every time I go on court. So that's basically my mindset going into every single tournament, is to play every single rally like it was my last, and give it my all in all aspects.
Yeah. And I think it's incredible for me to hear from your side, like a champion like you who has almost like, you've got every single thing, like 2 Olympic gold medals, multiple world championships, multiple All Englands, all the biggest titles all around the world. Have you actually got the full set of World Tour titles? Is there any one that's actually missing?
Need some of them. Korea Open, I haven't won.
Okay.
Singapore Open, I haven't won.
750. Okay, so, but 1000 level, you've got all 4, right? 750, so Singapore Open is the only one.
Yes, should be.
Okay.
Right. I won France, I won Denmark. China Masters, I haven't won.
China Masters. Okay. China Masters.
I won China Open.
Okay. So, but in terms of comparisons to current sets of players, there's not many that you haven't won in comparison to all the other players. And to hear that for you, you say, this is also still a learning curve for me. Like, you've played thousands of professional matches. And to hear that you say that this is still a learning curve for me, I think it's something that a lot of people, a lot of players, aspiring players can take on as from this set as well, because everybody's in a different condition every single time, every single day that you guys jump on court, we jump on court. And so it's very refreshing. It's also very, very raw from my perspective. Obviously, I'm in a very privileged position to be able to see you a little bit more frequent than others, and then also have access and awareness of what's going through within your personal lives. And so for me, on Friday night when you were playing Kunlavut, I landed in Copenhagen just maybe 2 hours before, and I was with Philip. We were at his house watching your match live. I don't think I've ever really stood up and screamed at a TV before, but then I was screaming at a TV.
I appreciate it so much, brother. Thank you.
So I think I remember I texted you, was it maybe on the Thursday or something, like, yeah, it's giving me heart attacks, bro, like, you have to stop that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people was watching, last week, and maybe got also a little bit emotional with my win there and stuff like that. And what I always say when it is, I'm never trying to be someone I'm not. Every time I go on court or when you meet me and stuff, I'm pretty you can see right through me sometimes, because I am I'm simply doing my best, and I also have a lot of things where I can get better, and sometimes I don't do as I wish I did. But again, I think that's also just being human, right? If I'm not perfect in every, in no sense at all, I'm not a perfect player. I have lots of things I can get better at, but I'm a very, very strong competitor, and I want to win so bad. And I think I do it in a good way, try to be a good competitor and try to do my best. And that's what I will continue to do. It sounds cliche, but it is the journey that is the most skill. And I can say that, now that I have tried to be in the best, in the biggest matches you can ever play in badminton. I've done it all, and still it's the getting back, the tough training, the getting through obstacles and challenges, and still being able to figure out a way how to get where you want to be. So, it has to feel tough sometimes in all of you to really enjoy the success. And that's what I'm learning a lot right now, in all aspects of that. And I'm just so privileged to be in a position where I can do the sport I love and then learn so many valuable life lessons throughout.
Yeah, I think the phrase that I tend to use quite a lot to some of my friends and also peers and colleagues is good things don't come easy. I think if it was easy, everybody would have done it. And I think that the process of learning is sometimes through pushing ourselves to the limit, and sometimes breaking because we've gone through the limit a little bit, but then picking up and then climbing again, like steadying ourselves, like rub the knees, rub the ankles a little bit, elbows a little bit, and then we go again. Of course, we're going to get bruised, we're going to get battered. It sometimes gets a bit bloody as well, but like picking ourselves up, and then the good things don't come easy. And I think you can look back at that side of things, and then also really see and appreciate how much you've grown. Like even, last 6 months, I remember coming off All England, like you talked to me about it before then, that potentially you need to have the surgery. And then at the All England, you go, I need it. Like it's just
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying badminton. But then now watching you play on court again this whole week at the Denmark Open last week, it feels like you're really enjoying playing on court, and you are playing like each match as if it was your last, because there was a lot more emotion, a lot more out there than previous Viktor Axelsens.
Yeah, for sure. You're right about that. You know it yourself. You know, you're also trying to build something. You're trying to work through, the obstacles and figure out a way how to be successful. So it is like that, doing something hard, and it's just one step at a time. Sometimes you make the wrong move, and you have to figure out a way how to, to keep moving forward anyway. And yeah, that's the beautiful thing about life and getting good at something and going after your dreams. It's like with how the world is, there are so many opportunities, there's so much information. You can really, build a career through hard work and yeah, it's just, I don't know what to say. Just interesting. If you want it enough and you want to work hard, even though you don't get to the point where you hope, because not everybody can become world champion or can have a good big media badminton business and stuff. But going through that process of getting there where you want to be, no matter how far you get, you will still learn so much on the way if you're willing to learn, which you can use in other aspects of your life. And I think that's the mindset I have. I'm just very fortunate that I've been able to get the achievements that is the highest of the highest, but that doesn't mean if I didn't reach that I wouldn't have learned some of the same valuable lessons anyway. So, and I think it's the same for both of us.
Yeah, true. I remember in the interview with TV2 live after your match against Kunlavut, so obviously Jakob, who was the journalist reporter interviewing you in full Danish, Philip was very kindly translated for me. I think one of the questions was this one of the most important / biggest match for you ever? Yes. Like one of the biggest match. And then I think you said yes. Like take us through a little bit of that process. How much raw emotion was coming through? Like
the last 6 months has been very tough, both as a player and just a person in general. Has been so much stress, and I think that badminton has always been my that's just who I am. I'm a badminton player, right? And I have never tried to run away from that. Like badminton has always been such a big part of my life. And that sort of came into question, obviously with the operation and the surgery and everything, that could I come back? And I didn't know if I would come back. The way I felt in China and Hong Kong, with that feeling, if this was like the status quo from now and where I would that would sort of be the benchmark, then I wouldn't see myself playing for such a long period of time anymore. But I finally felt like in the clutch move, the pace, the tight, the tight situations on court, the important points, I sort of had the mindset and the feeling which I've missed for such a long period of time. And while I'm not at my best at all yet, I still think like this was like I proved to myself that I can still play with the best. And that question, I didn't have an answer yet. And it's not like I would have given myself 2 years to figure out if that really was true. So to be able to get that feeling and have that realization so quickly after coming back, that was a big emotional thing for me, especially with my family and friends. Just like so many things and emotions going through and so many doubts. So it was a big relief for me.
Yep. It was, I think Philip and I, we had a chat about it, and I thought it was more relief from that perspective, knowing and understanding that you can still compete with the best. I think being competitive, I think is something that you're aiming for. Would you say that BXL was good for you?
Actually, BXL was very good for me. Like, very good. Like, looking back, and I also said that when I came back, I said, this was a very important trip for me going out there. It was, in terms of the time, being on court was perfect. It wasn't too much. It was extremely explosive. Just what I needed to get the body up in gear, and a lot of pressure still, prize money on the line. teammates you play for. You really had to zone in, and you didn't want to lose on your team behalf as well. Like, if you perform well, everybody has a chance to, earn more money, which is so important for all the players. So it was a very good trip. 3 matches also. It actually really gave me good momentum going into the last training week before Denmark Open, because I knew that I could play quite a big amount of rallies in a high pace in a drifty stadium. So that's a very good analysis from you, CK, that it was very important for me.
Yeah, well, because I felt that in your BXL matches, I think I remember I texted you, I said, "Oh, you look so much faster on court," and I think I also watched some of your matches, and I felt that 8 minutes. I think you went in every game with 8 minutes and go, "Let's go all in, push it to the red for 8 minutes, see how I last." And in some way, it felt like, okay, let's see how far I can hang on, and then keep the pace as high as possible. And I think once you get the 3 sets, once you've got your win, you then, like maybe the 4th or the 5th one, you then ease off. But it's okay. And then because you were competitive against Jonathan Christie, against Anthony Ginting, who are top players, and Jonathan clearly won the Denmark Open against Shi Yu Qi, right? So yeah, and so you feel like, okay, something has turned a little bit. Something has turned, because I think watching Hong Kong and watching China Masters, it was quite difficult to see. Whilst I knew that you were ill, not many people knew that. And so,
No, exactly.
so yeah, I mean, if
it was like, I also did change a little bit in my physical training. Dav, who is my physical coach, physical preparation coach, we did a few changes, which I also believe have a big impact on my movement right now. And then just the fact that you say you have a lot of doubts about, and you actually, your mind, when you come back from surgery, your mind is a very, very important factor in this, because first of all, you're scared about getting injured again. You're scared about moving into the deep positions on court. And the more you let yourself get into these positions and do these certain movement patterns, then you also let your brain know that this is okay to do. So the body-mind connection, it becomes stronger and stronger. And for that, it was very important to show myself and show my body and my mind that I actually can play in this pace, as you say. So it's all about getting more comfortable in these situations, and being on court practicing and playing matches is just a different game. It's just different. No matter what people try to say, it's completely different. So these matches and the matches I played last week will show to be very important for me moving forward. I'm not at all doubting that.
Yeah. And so the year-end goal, I mean, obviously you've spoken to me about it, but obviously to our listeners, to our viewers as well, like, what is your year-end goal? By the end of the year, you want to be back in top 10?
That's my goal. Like, it will require me to perform quite well over the next tournaments, at least quarterfinals. We see what happens. If I make it, I'm happy. If not, I know that I have left no stone unturned. I did everything I could, and I have a good feeling about the next tournaments as well. If my body holds up, knock on wood, you never know what happens. But that's my goal. But most importantly of all is to show that I'm here to really come back and to win. And that's very good that I have this mindset, because that means that I know that if my body holds up, then I don't see why I shouldn't be able to perform at the highest level again. So
yeah, 100%. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about, so for example, you're very clearly focused on being a player, come back on, training more, load is getting higher, intensity is getting higher, rest time, because we're currently midway through the European second half of the European leg. We're now going to week 3 out of the 4 big European tournaments, 2 500s and 2 750s. But you need to also juggle this by being a family man, being a dad.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you do that?
We all know that Natalia and I we're not together anymore. So obviously that has also been a big thing. Obviously the biggest thing in my life right now, trying to make sure that the kids are protected in all this. Luckily, Natalia is an amazing mom, and she is handling also this in the best way possible. And we have good communication. We know that the kids are the most important factor in all this, so we do our utmost to make sure that all the planning is taken care of. When I'm back home in Dubai, then we both have the kids. You know, I take care of the kids on Sundays, and Natalia have the kids on Sundays. Obviously, she's having the kids more now that I travel so much, and I simply cannot take a 3 and a 5-year-old with me on tour. But when I'm back in Dubai, we make sure we plan. So I take care of the kids also, and I'm enjoying, you know, taking them to school in the morning. Then from there, I drive out to NAS, train all the hours I need to train, get treatment. And then that means that I can do all my stuff before I need to pick them up at 3 on the days I have the kids. And then when we come back home, obviously, they also want to stay active. So we're spending quite a bit of time in the pool and, you know, just spending a lot of time together. I really try to be the best possible dad I can be when I'm with them. And, you know, it's not something that, you know, how I do it. You just try to be the best parent possible. I think that's my only wish, is that I can be the best role model I can be, show them that through hard work. And when I play that, you know, that I go after my dreams and I try to work hard. And then when I'm with them, I try to be as present with them as possible. And the small things about taking them to school and spending time in the car, listening to music with them and picking them up from school again and having the afternoons. That's the good thing about being an athlete, is that, you know, I don't have to sit at my computer until 8 p.m. in the night. You know, when I'm done training, I can be with them on the days that I have them. And that's a big privilege. So I tried instead of focusing on all the travels I had and the many days I have away from them, I just try to focus on being the best possible dad I can be and make the hours count when I'm with them.
Yep. Yeah, I think you just literally reminded me of what my dad said to me. So when we were growing up, so me, I have 2 brothers, there's 3 of us.
Nice.
Dad made it a point for him that he would drop us off and pick us up at every single school of day, and also almost at every single activity that we can do, because mom was a teacher, so mom had to go to school a bit earlier, and then so like the mom would drop me off at school and then dad would pick me up. But then because me and my brothers, we have different schedules, dad would make sure that he was able to pick us up on every single one of us. Like, I mean, we have a lot of activities in and out of school, even on weekends. So mom and dad, more dad, because mom's schedule was a bit more structured. Dad was a bit more flexible. But then I remember one day he told me that this is something that I really made it a point. You will understand one day when you have kids that this is a non-negotiable. I can see that in you, because obviously the number of times that we've tried to schedule things, you know, like even recording and stuff like that, and you go, yeah, I'm sorry, like I have Vega and Aya with me, and this is completely, you know, okay. And so for us, like the Average and Average podcast, we take it very seriously, that we really do our best. You know, like if we need to multitask at point in time, we will just do it and we will just make it happen. And
I really appreciate that as well. I think you, as again, with your experience, you understand how it is, and I'm sure when you will be a dad, you will also be an amazing dad because of how your dad was with you, right? So that's great.
Yeah, and then I think it's very clear to see for everyone that it's a non-negotiable. And then like and Vega and I are, you know, like very clearly happy in the environment that they're in. I mean, I saw you post today that they were at the Yonex Copenhagen store today. I was there just yesterday, and obviously I met Miguel, and then they have a very cool section, like the full set of your equipment only, in a section on the wall, right? So that was very cool. Did you know what Vega and Aya take today?
Vega, she won the shoes. So she actually started over the last couple of days, actually doing Denmark Open. She got very interested in badminton. Okay. Like, she hasn't been that interested before, even though I've taken her to the hall many times. But watching me play last week, it somehow really,
changed something,
motivated her and changed something. So she has been playing a bit, now after I traveled, she has been playing with Natalia's dad and with Natalia as well, and with PK, and they, have had, she wanted to go buy my shoes, the green shoes.
I saw the junior ones for the first time.
Yeah, so cute. So she got the same shoes as me now, and she got some pink super grip, and I got some socks and stuff like that. So yeah, very nice. And again, if you're in the Copenhagen area, please go visit the Yonex store of Copenhagen. It's a very nice store they have there, and they do a great job, Mikkel and Malou. So
Malou, yep. Yeah, so yeah, I can say, yeah, it's on the M3 line on the Copenhagen Metro. If you're coming from the airport, you change at Kongens Nytorv, and then two or three stops in at the Osterport section, you come straight out and you turn to your right, and immediately that's the store. That was so easy to find. Yeah.
But we talked a lot about, I did a lot of talking today, CK. I apologize. Maybe you can...
No, that's the whole
last
point.
10 minutes, maybe you can let us know what's happening in the world of CK now. What are you working on?
Yeah, October. I think like on our messages, I said October was absolutely crazy because we started a few new projects. I think one of it is Badminton England's National Badminton League. So. Nice. It's the equivalent of similar to like the Danish Professional League. Yeah, you have obviously in Denmark for a long time. I think a lot of other European countries have professional leagues too. Badminton England did have the NBL, the National Badminton League, for quite a long time. Maybe this might be the 10th year anniversary, but they're doing a serious reboot this year. A lot more media investment, a lot more branding, a lot more coverage from that side of things. And then our company was involved in a lot of the media production from that side of things. Assisting from Badminton England side, but also, helping the teams, getting them up to speed, try and provide some context and help with like social media strategies, giving them ideas, how to live stream well, so we've provided those trainings and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we can't wait for it to all kick off. It kicks off the next day after Hilo Open finishes on the 3rd of November. First match. Oh. Yeah. So
that's a pretty fun. I can imagine that you have a little bit of a little bit more. How can you say? You can do a bit more what you want, and maybe there's not so many rules and regulations to other events. So I guess that would be nice.
Yeah. I think well, because the Badminton England team, they're incredibly open and receptive to how it works. Because we've worked together on multiple projects. I think one of the biggest ones is the Yonex All England, and so like the team is very aware of what is at stake here. It's an investment, multi-year investment process, and they want to grow the brand to be as big as, for example, like the Danish league, even more so. Like hoping to attract world-class players to be able to play, and a lot of the homegrown talent English players are playing in that side. Like Ben Lane, Sean Vendy, currently the top pair. They're also playing for separate clubs, for separate teams, but they are playing. So I think that's a good thing. The system is also slightly different. So not the usual 3x21. It's also 15 points, 3x15, but the last set is 5 points. But then every point counts. So for your team, like say if you win 15-15, you're already at 30 points. So every single point for every single player counts. So I think it's going to be an interesting concept, and all matches will be live streamed on Badminton England's YouTube platform. So yeah, I think we're interested in that one. And next week for us, Hilo Open. Hilo Open is something that's actually quite big on our calendar. We always assist with the official tournament media side of things. So hence, I will actually see you in a few days. Once you're done with French Open, I will be in Saarbrücken in Hilo, and this year it's upgraded to a Super 500 event. So there's a lot more eyes, a lot more points, and also a better prize money as well. Nice. Have you played in that hall? Oh no, you've played in that hall. European Championship 2024.
Oh, yes, I have.
Same hall. And have you seen your draw?
Yes, I will play Toma as well.
Yeah,
I think I lost to him in that hall last time. No.
Yes, that's the last match you played in that hall, I believe.
Let's get the revenge. Sorry, Toma.
Yeah, maybe one day, we could have him on the podcast, because you both are fairly similar style players, like really tall, really strong, really aggressive.
Also, I have a big respect for what they're doing, as a family. I think it's very, very nice to see how well they're doing. And the story is also very interesting. So
100%. And they're both like mainly singles players. So then France now have 3 singles players in the top 15, top 13 actually, based on the most latest ranking. But they're also the current European men's doubles champion, him and Christo, Thomas and Christo.
That's right.
Yeah, so you know, like not many players can say that they're very, very well versed in both events, and so yeah,
Yes.
I mean, will we one day see you play doubles seriously? Maybe 3v3,
sure
maybe.
Well, sure not. I can say that I can say that for sure that I will probably not play the doubles seriously, but I'm very impressed that they can manage to do it. Mostly because of the body. My body would be so hammered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They also take recovery incredibly seriously because they always have their physio and the treatment the person on tour as well. So that's also again an investment from their side, such as you know, having an investment in your team. Okay, one last one. TV2's interview. TV2 did an interview with Roman. So Jonas did an interview with Roman. Did you know? How did you react?
Yeah.
What happened?
They texted me if it was okay that they would, text Roman about, doing an interview because he's been so close to me leading up to the surgery and stuff. And I said that was fine. So yeah, I knew about it.
Good.
So I think it was a good article. I think it showed how much under pressure I was, especially in Hong Kong. There are so many things that went wrong in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, it's funny to read that article, and obviously Romain, he has been, a fly on the wall on many occasions, you can say, and he's seeing both the tough times and the good times, and so it was a good man to interview.
Yeah, and I had to Google Translate it. And I thought it was an interesting article. I think Jonas, who interviewed Roman as well. Yeah, we see each other on tour sometimes. So yeah. It's actually quite interesting. Speaking of TV2, one last one. TV2 Fun. I managed to get on there.
You made it. You made it to the biggest media in the world, CK. Congratulations.
On the island of Funen. Yes, that is the biggest one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. What is that? Was it on the 10 o'clock news or something? Was that?
I think
it's like a recap.
So. Yeah, I think so. We can try to check that for next time. But it must have been. It must have been, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I was given a tour of the tournament setup, and it was actually absolutely incredible, like how well organized and also how integrated it is, like everything in terms of multiple halls. I didn't realize it was that big. I was most impressed with the VIP hall, the VIP lounge, which I saw that your dad and you have 2 tables booked, right? Like it says Axelsen's at the very, very corner there. So I think for everyone who doesn't understand, every tournament has a VIP lounge. But the Denmark Open VIP lounge seats 550 people, and it was full on both Saturday and Sunday. That was actually really incredible to see.
I think on many, on many aspects, they do a very good job at the Denmark Open, I must say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then will you be spearheading the bid for the next cycle?
Let's see. It's from 2027, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So let's see what happens until then. But I think, Super Fastest being over 10 days, I think it would be great. So let's see. Let's see what happens if I'm still in the game. Let's cross my fingers.
One very last one before we let you go. In the fan activation area, I was told that there are 6 shuttles that's hung up on the ceiling. But when I was there was only one left. Apparently, it's your jump smash height. It was very high. And so apparently it's your contact point for the shuttle when you are jump smashing. So it's literally next to the 3 badminton courts that they hung it up on the ceiling. And it's really, really high.
I didn't know that.
Okay. maybe we'll show you next time round, like get that to be verified. But then on the tour they told me that those shuttles, like the one that's hung up, is actually Viktor Axelsen's jump smash height, which looked incredibly high.
Okay, well, let's see if it's true.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is it for today. We know that you have a lot on your schedule. Thank you so much for making time. Really good to see you last week.
Thank you for being flexible once again. I think it was a very good talk today.
I enjoyed it.
Next time we're together, we will have a guest with us. We can promise that. So we'll make it work.
Actually, last week a lot of people came up and said really, really positive things, like technical officials, stakeholders, and stuff like that. We should actually have someone on with us next time round. Hopefully in a week's time at Hilo Open. I will see you there.
Yeah, for sure.
Have an amazing week, and then obviously when people listen to this on Saturday, hopefully they see amazing results from your side, and then we'll catch you up very, very soon.
Thank you.
Tak. Oh, Manga Tak.
Manga Tak.
Manga Tak. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.
Yeah, let me stop. Boop. In the fan activation area, I was told that there are 6 shuttles that's hung up on the ceiling. Apparently, it's your jump smash height. It was very high. And so apparently it's your contact point for the shuttle when you are jump smashing. And it's really, really high.
I didn't know that.